So AEW Forbidden Door going down at the UBS Arena in New York. Of course, if you're going to attend live in New York or watching on pay-per-view like myself here at home, let's talk about the matches here really quick. And the big show here, we got a whopping 13 matches as of right now. We have 3 pre-matches. Talk about it really quick. Chris Statlander and Watabe will face Will Nightingale and Tam Nakano in a tag team match. And I've had to pick one here. I'm going to go for Chris Statlander and Watabe in the pre-shows. It's going to be my pick. All right, up next, Women's Owen Hart Cup Tournament first round match. Mariah May and Mina, Mariah May versus Saraya in a singles match here. And if I had to pick one to advance, I'm going to pick Saraya, who is a veteran, and I hope she advances in the Owen Hart Women's Cup Tournament. All right, up next, a trio match. This could be a great match. Los Incurables de Japón. Yoda, Tichi, Titan, and Hiromu Takahashi versus the Lucha Brothers. Penta El Zero Miedo, Rey Fenix, and Mystico. And, man, that's going to be a hell of a match. But if I had to pick a team, come on, I got to go for LIJ, Los Incurables de Japón. Come on. The Time Bomb, Hiromu Takahashi, a veteran. So, it's going to be my pick. All right, number 4, Konosuke Takeshita versus Mark Briscoe versus Jack Perry versus Dante Martin versus Leo Rush versus El Phantasmo. Whew, that's a lot right there. A ladle match for the vacant AEW TNT Championship. And if I had to pick one right off the bat, who's going to win the vacant TNT Champion? I hope not Jack Perry. I hope not. Oh, man. Konosuke Takeshita, there's a potential. Mark Briscoe, yes. Potential. El Phantasmo, I mean, New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I mean, I'm going to pick Mark Briscoe, the underdog, and that's going to be my pick. All right, match number 5, a singles match for the AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa. And maybe Mariah May will be there to maybe get involved. We'll have to wait and see on that. But if I had to pick a Toni Storm, I think she will retain the women's title. My personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think into the Square Circle Podcast. Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, into the Square Circle Podcast at gmail.com. Let me know what you guys think. All right, the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb will face Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata in the trios match. By the way, Chris Jericho, as I mentioned, showed up in Mexico attacking Mystico. Could Mystico get involved in this match? We'll have to wait and see on that. But if I had to pick a team, Samoa Joe, yeah, that team and Hook and Shibata, that's going to be my pick. All right, up next, match number 7, MJF versus Hechicero, and it's a singles match. If I had to pick one, MJF's my pick. He's a veteran. He's a badass, and I'm a big fan of MJF. All right, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Orange Cassidy in a singles match. What do you say about Zack Sabre Jr.? I'm a big fan of his. One of the best technical wrestlers on the planet. Yeah, I'm going to pick Zack Sabre Jr. That very simple. All right, Jon Moxley will put his IWGP World Heavyweight Championship on the line against Tetsuya Naito, the leader of LIJ, Los Incurables de Japón. Who's going to win? And if Jon Moxley retains, that could potentially happen. But if Naito won the title, bring it back to Japan, right? So Jon Moxley doesn't have to travel. So I'm going to pick here, man. I'm going to go ballsy here. I'm going to pick Naito to win the IWGP World Champion. All right, up next, Mercedes Moné will put her AEW champion on the line against Stephanie Vaquer. So I guess both champions are going to be on the line. So Stephanie Vaquer will put her New Japan Women's Champion on the line, I guess. Okay, winner takes all. And Mercedes will put her AEW champion on the line. So champion versus champion. I'm holding a baby. I'm baby watching today because I love my son. And if I had to pick one really quick before my baby gets hungry, Mercedes Moné is going to take them all. All right, we're almost there. Just like my little buddy here, the Elite. Matthew Jackson, Nick Jackson, Okada versus Anthony Bowens, Max Caster, and Hiroshi Tanahashi in a trios match. So that's going to be a hell of a match. The Elite versus Scissor Ace. I like that name right there. But if I had to pick one, and I'm going to have to pick, well, we'll take a quick commercial break and let me feed the baby, and I'll let you know who I will pick. JB's here, and did you know that Into the Squared Circle podcast is on YouTube? Did you? But yes, it is on YouTube. All you have to do is type in youtube.com/Into the Squared Circle podcast. That's right, folks. If you're not subscribed, subscribe right now, damn it, so you never miss an episode each and every week, just like this podcast. That's right, folks. If you're on YouTube, you're typing how to change a light bulb or how to replace the batteries in your remote. And since you're there, all you have to do is search Into the Squared Circle podcast, hit the subscribe, hit the bell button, and you're a part of the family. Join the fastest growing community of pro wrestling independent podcasts on YouTube, Into the Squared Circle podcast. Subscribe today. All right, after a couple edits and hours later, what I talked about, the Elite versus the Acclaim. Well, I'm going to pick the Acclaim. Scissor Ace. Team Scissor Ace. That's my pick. All right, two more matches. Bryan Danielson versus Shingo Takagi. Part of the men's Owen Hart Cup first round match, and it's pretty obvious. Bryan Danielson. Now, I love Shingo Takagi. Hell of a wrestler from New Japan Pro Wrestling. A veteran, of course. Bryan Danielson, the king of tactical wrestling. One of the best wrestlers on the planet Earth. And, of course, Danielson, yeah, he is going to be quitting full-time pretty soon. So, why not give him the advance in the men's Owen Cup tournament? That's my pick. All right, potentially main event AEW World Championship match. Swerve Strickland will put his AEW World Champion on the line against Will Bygone Ospreay. So this is going to be a hell of a match. It's probably going to be match of the night, or one of the great matches on AEW Forbidden Door. Man, who's going to win? Now, we know Will Ospreay been making a lot of promises. If he became double champion, right? Because Will Ospreay is your current AEW, what the hell is he? The international champion, I think? I don't know. Something like that. He's a champion, right? He's a current champion. And he is going to go one-on-one against Swerve Strickland, which he's going to put his AEW World Heavyweight Champion on the line. Question is, can Swerve Strickland retain the AEW World Heavyweight Champion? Or could Will Ospreay become your new AEW World Champion? Now, he promised, I'm talking about Will Ospreay, he promised to Daniel Garcia, if he becomes the World Champion, he will defend it against Daniel Garcia for both titles. Now, MJF, there's something going on here with MJF and Will Ospreay. They're teasing something here. But if MJF made a promise, if he becomes a world champion, he will put it on the line against Daniel Garcia at All In at Wembley Stadium. So there's some, Daniel Garcia is just getting offers left and right. The problem is MJF and Will Ospreay is not your AEW World Champion at this moment. There's no guarantee that either men will win it. So these guys are making some booking promises to Daniel Garcia, and there's no guarantee they will become the world champion. Very interesting booking from AEW. But, man, if Swerve wins, man, what a bust. What a disappointment for both MJF and Will Ospreay. That'd be a big disappointment, right, for them. So I have a good feeling Swerve Strickland will retain. That's my personal pick. So good gutsy feeling. And there we go. 13 matches total. AEW Forbidden Door. UBS Arena, New York. Live on pay-per-view this coming Sunday. Check it out. If not, then, well, there you go. All right. That's it, folks. We're going to close up the show. A very long episode, of course, as always. But have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you guys post AEW Forbidden